Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today I want to talk to you about the Star Wars The Black Series Mandalorian Fleet Commander. I gotta be very honest, we don't see a ton of this guy in Season 3. He is on screen so little that we don't even have a name for him. His name is Mandalorian Fleet Commander until they reveal it, which is A-okay because he's just one of those random background Mandos, and we've been asking for those too. He looks pretty cool in the box. Let's get into the review and see if he's a worthy addition to the collection. As always, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the packaging. This is your standard Black Series packaging with the Black Series logo up above a big window showing the Fleet Commander off nicely. Below that, you have Star Wars The Mandalorian in orange, Mandalorian Fleet Commander, warning 4+ Hasbro. This side of the box features some cool artwork of our Fleet Commander with his name at the bottom. This side of the box features your wraparound window, wraparound orange stripe, and Black Series logo at the bottom. Around back, you have your Black Series logo again. You have the artwork of the Fleet Commander zoomed in a little bit. You have a bio about him in varying languages. Pause and read whichever language best applies to you. Below that, you see he's number 34 in the Mandalorian lineup. You have a bunch of legal stuff, Disney and Hasbro logos. Below that, there's more legal stuff, more logos, and a barcode. Up top is a hanger tab and a window, which allows a little bit of light in the packaging. Kind of makes the figure stand out in the box if you're one of those in-box collectors. I open my toys because I enjoy what I collect. So let's open them up and take a look at what you get here. Alright, here is the Fleet Commander out of the packaging. As always, we're going to start by taking a look at the accessories. He comes with a jetpack, which is actually different than the X-Wo's jetpack. I believe this is probably Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, because it features a removable missile, something that X and the Death Watch Mandos don't. However, this missile is a new sculpt. It is not a Boba Fett one. Otherwise, it's a very nice looking jetpack done in a nice dark blue with some silver paint here and there on the thrusters and the missile and everything. Standard hookup procedure with a big peg in the back with the 2 notches up top. The Fleet Commander's torso is a rubber overlay, and it doesn't seem to super align with the holes in the inner torso, at least on my particular copy. So notice that when I peg it in, I kind of have to like put it in and then slide it to the left, and then I can actually push it all the way in. But once it's in, it's a very nice and secure fit, I gotta say. From there, he comes with a pistol. This is reuse from Bo-Katan, Casca Reeves, X-Wo's. It's done in a dark gunmetal gray, and it looks pretty good. It is maybe just a little small for his hand, but it's not bad. It just wants to angle down from when you have it in. And there's no holster, so he is holding it or he is disarmed. So that is how Fleet Commander works. And then he comes with a helmet, which has some pretty cool decoing on it. It is in that same nice light blue everything else is in. It has like a silver V on the forehead, and then the face is in that lighter, I'm going to call it primer gray, for those of you that know about auto paint. It has silver for the earpieces and the antenna. The inside is just all blue. And something worth noting on this one, I believe there are people that don't have this problem. I believe it's a QC thing. I know that Nate on Out of the Basement had this problem, though. And I had it with my Sabine. This helmet is a bobblehead. There is no friction on the head whatsoever. What's going on, Hasbro? So yeah, it just kind of makes it difficult because, you get the head where it's looking straight forward. You're like, okay, the helmet's going to look straight forward. And then it kind of looks down or off to the side or cocked. There shouldn't be this much play. And so that is a frustration, I do have to say. Looking at the Fleet Commander, here's his face. So we do see his face in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. We don't have his name yet. That doesn't mean much. We didn't know who the heavy Mandalorian was until they name-dropped him as Paz Vizsla, and I think Book of Boba Fett? Or they called him Paz behind the scenes, but never actually, on screen. So, yeah, him not having a name right now doesn't mean much. They're just gonna have him around until Sunday someone says, yo, what's up, Glup Shitto, and that's his name, and that'll be what it is. But it's a nice-looking head sculpt for what I remember of the character. I feel it represents him well. It looks like him. It's kind of just a generic face for now, but maybe it's a face that we'll come to love in time as we get more adventures with him. He has a very nice short clipped haircut going on there, a buzz cut. It's got some nice texture in it. The skin tone is very consistent on the neck and all around the face, and it looks good. He has that kind of like collar coming up the neck, so that's how that works. His armor plates are in a traditional style. A lot of the armor in The Mandalorian is very stylized in a modern way. He's wearing basically the Boba Fett and Jango Fett style of chest plates. That's really cool. He has some big shoulder pads. The gauntlets look really nice. The blue on the helmet and on the plating is very marbly. It has a very deep swirly effect to it. While it looks plasticky, I also kind of like it. However, the jetpack is just painted blue. I kind of wish it had the marbly effect a little bit too. But otherwise, this is just a very standard Mandalorian. As I mentioned, primer gray on the chest. That's painted. Now, the knee pads and the plates on the front of the boots are just colored plastic. They're very similar to the chest, but they are two separate tones of gray. That bugs me a little bit, but it's not a total deal breaker. Otherwise, he's got some very nice brown boots, brown belt, and a navy undersuit going on. It's a very, very simple Mandalorian look, but it's also undeniably a Mandalorian look. I really like how this guy has turned out. Let's go ahead and run through some articulation really quick. He has all the standard stuff going on here, as this is a lot of reuse from like Axe Woves and Death Watch Mando, where he features a double ball jointed neck, which allows him to look that far up, that far down, side to side, and a ton of tilt. His arms come up to a T-pose, where there is a butterfly joint in the shoulder, and then the shoulder pads are on a ring, so they can actually 360-degree rotate with his arm. That's super cool. Single-jointed elbows that go 290, swivel, and then there's a gauntlet swivel there too, so you have a ton of elbow articulation going on. 360 on the wrists, with the left one hinging in and out, and the right one hinging up and down. He has a mid-torso ball joint, which allows him to crunch that far forward, that far back. You get some side-to-side and rotation. His legs can kick out to a almost true split. They can go pretty far forward, not much back. There's an upper thigh rotation. Single-jointed knees that go just to 90 and then swivel at the knee. And then his feet can point straight down, very little bit forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing you to get him in some pretty cool stances with both feet flat on the ground. We'll set him back, and we'll stick his helmet on his head, and let's do some quick size comparisons. So here he is next to Bo-Katan. Here he is next to Axe Woves, Casca Reeves, and Din Djarin. So, all in all, he is the tallest of the bunch here. I don't necessarily mind that. I don't mind there being a little bit of variety in scale. I think it looks pretty good, and all in all, it fits the collection nicely. So, at the end of the day, what do I think of the Mandalorian Fleet Commander? You know, he is cool. He is a random background Mando, if you will. He is obviously so unimportant to the story so far that he is unnamed. I don't know that I would let that deter me from adding him to the collection, though, because a lot of these rando Mandos who have no names kind of get a name later. I just have a feeling that, you know, like, this guy is going to be in the background of some episodes of Season 4, and then, like, when we get this movie, like, he's gonna, you know, have an epic hero moment or something, and his name's revealed, and, you know, Glup Shido, the Mandalorian, saves the day, right? So, I don't know. I think he's a cool design. I think he's a good addition to the collection. However, with him being relatively insignificant, I totally understand you deciding to pass on him currently. I just have a feeling. I suspect that he might turn into something going forward. So that really kind of helped me justify picking him up. If you need some justification to pick him up, you're welcome to steal my justifications. But yeah, I'm happy I got him. He's a pretty neat figure. That helmet being loose sucks, though. I'm going to put a little piece of foam in there just to pad it, and hopefully that saves it. But yeah, all in all, pretty good figure, other than the helmet being a pretty big frustration, and I recommend it. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You guys know the drill. You've seen YouTube videos before. I'll catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every single one of you, and goodbye.